If I had to start all over from zero and had to lock in on one method to get quicker and better at cutting hair, it would 100% be this method right here. I've been cutting hair for over 10 years and I've used so many different techniques, and I'm going to teach you this one so simplified that even a 5-year-old can learn it. Okay, so right here on the screen we have two arrows. So what do these arrows mean? The first arrow is the shape you want to create with your clipper going slightly away from the head, and the second arrow is the actual shape of your client's head. Now most barbers make the mistake of going with the shape of the client's head, but you're actually supposed to go slightly away from it towards the ceiling, as you can see with these arrows side by side. Right now we're using the 3-guard with the lever open, and this system keeps the lever open most of the way, because when I first started, I know that it's so confusing when barbers say close the lever, open the lever, close the lever. So we're going to simplify and we're going to keep the lever open until I say closed. And the reason why we're debulking first is because he hasn't came here in a while, so we kind of want like a clean canvas, and this 3-guard is basically the guard that we're gonna have our clean canvas with, and we're gonna follow this U shape at the end of the or at the back of the head so we can stay close to the occipital bone. Without overwhelming you with too much information, the number 3 guard is going to keep the hair dark, which is going to give it a smooth transition from the 0 to the number 3. And we're going underneath the occipital bone to prevent our fade from or taper from going way too high, which is the #1 cause of bad haircuts. I want to reinforce how important this shape going away from the client's natural round shape is. So here's the line to remind you. This is where a lot of people struggle, and it's the easiest step. It's a 0 line. Keep it underneath the earlobes, especially if you're beginning. It doesn't matter how high your client asks, just keep it underneath the earlobes. I personally like giving it a slight rainbow shape. Do not overcomplicate the step. It's really this quick and easy. The next step, you're going to grab your fading clippers, which should have a lever. Don't get confused in this part. It's simple. Let's start with the lever all the way open. Grab your pinky and measure the width of that line. It should be about a pinky's worth. Now we're going to close the clipper 2 notches. It should be in the middle position, and we're going to go right in between both of these lines. And you should be giving it smooth and slow strokes. Don't go all jackrabbit on it, okay? That's a huge mistake when you're first starting out. Always go against the grain. You're going to see me turn my clipper slightly to the right here, and that's because his hair is growing to the left. So I want to go against the grain, which means I'm going to go to the right, and same thing on this side. I'm going all different types of directions based on where this specific client's hair is growing. Now you're going to close the lever all the way down, so the lever should be facing towards the ceiling, and our only priority here is to take care of that 0 line that we made in the second step. Do not overcomplicate the step. It should be lever open, lever halfway, and lever closed. That's it. With the 1.5 guard, we're gonna make sure to give a slight pressure on the head. You're not mowing a lawn here, okay? You don't have to press up on your client's head. As you can see, my client's head is barely moving when I have my clipper on his head. It moves more when I brush his head. That's the amount of pressure that I need you to understand when you're doing this step. It has to be very, very light on his skin, okay? Right there, you can see how much pressure I'm putting because it's at the bottom and his head's moving a lot. As I get to the top, his head should not be moving at all because it's barely touching his head. In simplified terms, at the bottom of the head, your clipper should be fully on his head, and as you go towards the top, it should be slightly coming off his head, which means you should have very slight pressure on it. It's a lot easier to remember when you have this shape in mind. Remember that you're supposed to be going away from the client's head as you go to the top. You need to understand this. It will 100% get you better as soon as you do understand it. Also, understand that you need to have your fade or your taper underneath the occipital bone. We're gonna give it one more pass around the back of the head to make sure everything's even. And I know everything on the left side is looking a little weird, like, whoa, why are we going up, down, up, down, up, down? It's gonna make sense with this last step, which is the 0.5 guard. Okay, so this is the most important guard because this guard is going to make your fade or your taper. Okay, there's one big line in his client's head. It doesn't take a genius to recognize it. That's the only line we should be worried about. With the same slight pressure, we're gonna keep the lever open. Okay, with the lever open, it should lighten up that area. It shouldn't completely blend it out yet, and that's completely fine. We're just gonna give it a couple passes. We're gonna go against the grain on the sides. Most people's hair grows sideways in the back, so make sure that you're always going against the grain. That's also very important. All right, and we're just giving it a couple passes before we slightly start to close the lever. Now, if you're a beginner, maybe go lever halfway and try to get rid of the line that way. And if it doesn't work, then close the lever. I personally like to go straight to the close position with a very slight pressure on it as well. It's kind of like if you're pushing it up, but you're not really pushing it up, because like I said, as you get towards the top of the head, you're gonna get your clipper off his head. So you're gonna see very smooth, light strokes, and it should slowly and slowly and slowly blend that line away. And if you did all the steps properly, then you're gonna have so much time to do this step that your fade is gonna look super detailed. So as you're watching me detail and lever play with my clipper, you're gonna see my thumb. Notice my thumb, how it goes up and down. That's called lever play. I'm just opening and closing the lever depending on what shade I think should be either lighter or darker to make the blend smooth. So let me explain what's going on the left side. We started with the 3-guard lever open, and then we went down to the 0 line. Okay, so the 3-guard is the highest guard that we're going to use and the highest point of the head that we're going to get to, and the 0 line is the lowest trimmer that we're going to use, and it's going to be the lowest point of the fade. All right, and then everything in the middle is what's going to go underneath each other. So above the 0 line, you're going to have the lever open, then middle, then closed. Then with the 1.5 guard lever open, we're going to go under the 3-guard, and then the 0.5 should be under the 1.5, which should be above the lever open. I think it's a little bit easier to understand when you see it stacked up like this on the left side. I know it is easier for me to understand. I hope it's easier for you to understand it. And the beauty about this is that you can go any single way that you want. For example, if you want to start with your 0 line and then your lever open and then your 0.5 open and then your 1 open and your 3 open, you can. This specific way is just the fastest that I found. I've tried every single combination. I've done 1.5, then 3, then lever open, then 0. This is the fastest way. 3-guard lever open is going to clean your canvas. 0 line is going to be like, okay, this is where your fade's going to start. Okay, so we're organized. We have the 3, which is the highest, the 0, which is the lowest, and then the 1.5 is going to help you blend down. Blending down, in my personal opinion, which is almost a fact, but we'll just keep it as an opinion for now, is the best way to blend really good blends and really fast. Okay, and with the lever open system, with the 3 open, with the 1.5 open, with the 0.5 open then closed, and the lever open middle closed, that is the easiest way to blend hair and get really good really fast. If you master this, I guarantee you will see results within a couple days, within a couple haircuts. And if you truly master it, you will be an amazing barber in less than 1 month, guaranteed. Every single person that I tell, hey, you got to learn this method, you got to learn how to blend down, always get better. So now I'm going to show you guys in real time why I use this method and how quick it is. I'm not going to go super in depth into it because it's the same exact thing, just on the sides. What I want to talk about really fast is the clippers that I'm using right here in the screen. Not only do they have crazy colors, you can't see these colors in any other clipper in the industry with any other clipper company, and they're extremely affordable. I've been cutting hair for 10 years, and right now, as of this moment, over the past 5-6 months, these have been my go-to clippers. I do over 16 haircuts every single day, and one thing I noticed that I can stand by is that these blades don't get hot. Even when I do haircut after haircut after haircut after haircut, they just don't get hot. Now personally, I think the chunk blade is a lot better than the stock XO blade that comes with your plate clippers, and I personally like the X trimmer more than the plate trimmer, only based off the fact that they do feel a little bit stronger. Now my code is going to be in the description below. I'm also going to put it on the screen. If you use the link in the description, I believe this link specifically will take you to everything that you can get a discount on with my code specifically, and it is the code that gives you the best discount as of right now. Let's get back to the haircut. So right now we're doing a different variation of this method, right? So we started with the 0, then we started with the half, then we did the 1.5, now we're with the 3. And I did it just to show you guys that you can do different variations of the same method. And now we're doing the 0.5 guard, and it still works as long as you have an idea of where these guards are supposed to be. For example, the 0.5 guard, I know it should be slightly above the lever open, right? So as long as you have an idea of that, then you can't really get lost. Now what I would recommend is that if you're new to this method or you want to try this method out, definitely do 3, then 0. That way, like I said at the beginning of the video, you get to know, hey, the 3 is the highest guard I'm going to use, and 0 is the lowest guard that I'm going to use. So all my other guards should be in between these two, right? And something I always say in all my videos, make sure you give yourself enough room to blend. So we did the steps already. As you can see on the left side, everything has a check mark. All we have to do now is just detail, okay? And we did the steps quick. And is this the best taper in the world? No, it's not, but it's fine. It's a done taper. It's not a polished taper, but it is done. And that's what helps me cut hair fast with a very high quality. The fact that I do my steps, I get my steps done, and then boom, now because I did my steps so easy and fast, I have enough time to go back and detail. And keep in mind that detailing doesn't necessarily mean there's only one way to detail. You can detail with your 1 guard, you can detail with your 1.5 guard, or your 0.5 guard, or you can even detail with no guard with the lever open or closed. Detailing just means you're making your blend better. However it is you're doing it, with your thinning shears, with your regular shears, with enhancements, whatever it is, you're detailing your haircut. You're giving it that extra touch to make it from good to great, or from great to wow, or from wow to wow. This is a perfect blend, okay? And that's pretty much it for the video. I just go back and line everything up and detail a little bit. I'm going to show you guys the finished results in a little. If you guys like this type of content, please let me know down in the comments. Usually I like to do voiceovers. I'm sorry, I actually don't like to do voiceovers. I like to do in-person live as I'm cutting hair. I feel like I can explain it better. If you like the voiceovers, let me know. This is my first voiceover in maybe like 3 or 4 months, maybe even longer than that. But please let me know. Seriously, like, all the comments, all the likes, all the subscriptions, they really do mean a lot, and they do help. I hope my videos are helping you guys. And if you want to join my free school community to learn how to cut hair better, make sure you join that. It's also going to be in the description below. It's absolutely free. I haven't been active on there as of late, but I do have something special planned for that. We have over 1,200 members right now, so make sure to join that. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll upload weekly from now on.